This is Trish. Trish's primary school was very small with only 150 students. It was within walking distance of her home and having 3 older siblings who also went to her primary school. It was very familiar to her. She knew all of teachers and many of the parents and the students. Trish was very happy at primary school. 6 months ago, Trish started high school. It is far away and she has to take a bus and a train to get there. She doesn't know many teachers, students, or parents as it is a very big school with 2,000 students. High school is very different to primary school, and Trish is not very happy with the changes. Trish is having issues at high school. She is underperforming across a number of school subjects. She's not engaging in group work or interactive lessons. She displays a reluctance to follow reasonable instructions, such as changing seats for class discussions or removing her headphones while in class. She shows emotional regulation difficulties and exhibits many signs of anxiety and distress. Trish is also having relational difficulties. She doesn't appear to be making friends, keeps to herself, and is clearly disliked by many students. She's very withdrawn and there are signs she's being bullied. She appears to have difficulties relating to her peers.
Okay, so from that video that we just watched, I want you all to look for examples of intertextuality. We're going to get together in pairs and I want you to come up with 5 examples each. Okay? Jay, can you go with Trish, please?
No,
Jay?
no, I don't want to. Because she's weird.
No, she's not.
Oh.
We're just going to have a discussion about what you saw in the video, okay?
Okay.
Come on, Trish. Trish? Headphones out, please. Both headphones. Can I get you to move around next to Jay, please? Okay, so we're looking for examples of intertextuality. So did anything in that movie remind you of anything else? Was there anything that was familiar there? Okay, so I want you to come up with 5 examples, please.
Okay, let's discuss.
My cat has fur.
What? What did you say?
My cat has fur.
Weird. Okay, let's discuss the questions. Hey, you got to help me with this.
My dog eats food.
Max! She says weird things.
Come on, headphones out, please, Trish. What did you see in the video? There were stories. Did they remind you of anything? Trish, headphones out, please. Do you have any examples, Jay?
No, because she's not talking to me.
Okay, come on.
I told you my cat has fur.
Yeah, there was a cat in the video, and that cat had fur as well. Very good. Did that remind you of anything? Okay, have a bit more of a discussion and see some other people.
Hey, you got to help me with the questions, okay? Help me with it. What's wrong with you? You're useless. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Alright guys, for the next 5 minutes I would like you to finish exercise 16 to 28. Alright. Try your best. If you have questions, you can ask me for help or you can just ask your neighbors. Wow, good job, Trish. You've done really well.
I don't really get it.
Well, which one? Okay, this one. I think you can ask Trish for help. She's doing pretty well.
Trish, how do you move the X?
easy. You just go. You have to do whatever you do to one side, you do the other side. You need to get the x's by themselves, so then you have to bring that over. And to bring that over, you need to do minus 2x and then minus 2x. And they cancel each other out and it becomes 2x minus and then equals that. And we need to get rid of the 10 now. So then we're going to do minus. We go plus a 10 because that's a minus. Then they cancel out and you plus a 10 on that side and then it's minus 3 plus 10. And then you do 2 minus 1 is 2 is 1x. And then you do that and minus 3 plus 10 is 7. That's the answer. It's just like, that's it.
Does it make sense to you, Liz?
No.
Okay. Alright, I think I'll help you later.
Okay.
Let's see what have you done until now. Good work, Trish. Well done. Yeah, that's all correct.
Yeah, she's so weird. She's super weird. She's weird. She's always got those headphones in, and she says the freakiest stuff. Yes, I know. I don't know what she's listening to. Watch this. Have either of you noticed any difficulties with Trish?
Trish? She's good. I
She's
like her.
not, she doesn't sort of seem unengaged or not interested
No,
during
she's
class?
always engaging in my class.
Yeah?
While I assign her anything to do, she will just finish straight away.
Oh, then you're so lucky. She's really disengaged in my class.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. And she wears her stupid headphone all the time. And she refused to take them off, you know?
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've been doing a lot of reading, and this might sound a bit out there, but I think she might have autism.
Autism? No way. No, that's just for boys, not for girls.
No, they're actually, I've been looking into it, and there's been a lot of girls that are going undiagnosed because it's more obvious in boys, but it's still quite common in girls as well.
Oh, is that so? May I have a look?
Yeah, she's definitely having some problems.
Because I've also got this autism checklist, and it talks about difficulties with non-verbal communication and with social emotional empathy and with friendships. She's definitely got difficulty with friendships. And it talks about inflexible interests and adherence to routines, because I've noticed she always seems to be getting lost and she seems really confused by the timetable. And I thought by halfway through year 7, she should be starting to get used to high school.
Maybe she's just dumb.
I don't
Nah,
know
don't
that's
say that,
true.
Jay. It's just. I think she's alright.
Because you said she's doing well in maths.
Yes.
Well, maybe that's to do with the structure. Because I find if she's reading by herself, she's okay. But
Yeah.
anytime I try and get group work or interactive classes, she
Oh, yeah.
just shrinks into herself. She's usually got those headphones in as well, which might be to do with stress.
Oh, wow. Yeah. When you say so, it does remind me of that.
And she
Sometimes.
doesn't seem to be making friends.
No, because she's rude. No one wants to be her friend.
Well, that could be just because she doesn't understand a lot of things to do
I
with
don't think
social
so.
interaction.
She seems to be really rude to me. So she's a pain in my neck.
Because I've been talking to some of the other students, and the ones that she used to go to primary school with said that she was fine there, but just really quiet and spent a lot of time in the library. But some of the other kids are calling her freak, and I'm really
Because
trying to
she
stamp down
is.
on the bullying in class. But
Mm.
I'm very concerned. I think we should bring the counsellor in on this.
Oh well. I didn't pay attention to that aspect. When I asked her to help the students, she does seem like not being able to explain herself very well. Maybe yeah, if you say so, maybe there's something.
Well, I don't really care whatever you guys say. Yeah, you just I don't know. Yeah, I don't have time for that. And I have got lots of homework to mark and this and that. So yeah.
We've all got a lot to do, but I think I'm going to get in touch with the counsellor.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Yeah.
Okay guys, so I've been looking into this thing with Trish, and
Mhm.
I think that she might actually have autism.
Autism? No, that's not possible. It's for boys.
Now, there's been a lot of research to say that girls are going undiagnosed because they present slightly differently, but they're still just as common in girls.
Oh, is that so?
And it could explain why she's been, like you say, wearing headphones all the time. I think it's a coping mechanism, because the transition between a very small and familiar primary school to a very large, difficult high school, it's going to be stressful for her, because by halfway through year 7, a lot of the students are getting used to high school. They're getting used to the routine and the changing classes all the time, but she seems to be withdrawing. And so I think maybe the headphones are sort of helping to block out a lot of noise.
I love headphones. I wear it all the time. And,
Yeah, because it blocks everyone out.
Okay. But then with being shy, it just takes someone longer to get used to the new situation.
Yeah, but she's struggling in class as well, and I think that she is getting bullied. And there's a lot to say that kids with autism are at a higher risk of being bullied because they have difficulties with social interactions. So they say a lot of weird things because they don't know how they're meant to react.
Maybe just because they're weird?
No, I've been looking at this autism checklist as well, and it's really strong on how kids with autism struggle with social interactions, and they don't understand non-verbal cues. They have difficulty reading facial expressions, and they have a lot of difficulties with friendships. So I think that we might have to go further with this, because if we can talk to the counsellor and get an intervention plan for her, for in the classroom and for the whole school, I think it would really benefit the whole school community as well.
Yeah.
You know what? I wasn't concerned so much because I have a whole lot to do. I don't have time for this. So if you want to help her, you guys can work on it.
But I think we have to have a consistent strategy across all classes, because she needs the routine, and she needs the similar things happening in all classes so that she can get used to this. We really need you on board, Jay.
Yeah, benefit you as well.
I'll think about that.
It'll make your classes easier. Priming. Review classroom activities with Trish before class so she can be familiar with the content, breaking big tasks down into smaller steps. Providing explicitly scaffolded instructions for her to follow with a printed copy of her own so she can keep track. Explain to Trish that she will not be called on to answer a question in class without warning. Tell her she will need to answer a specified question after 3 other students or after you have cleaned the board. This is to reduce anxiety caused by fear of being called on to answer a question. Individual school counselling sessions. Social skill training by way of social stories. These are a comic strip which explains how any procedure or event will play out to reduce anxiety of the unknown and suggest reactions or responses Trish may use. Explanations and expectations must be made explicit for social situations. Recess and lunchtime support. Teacher-led activities can model social interactions for Trish and other students while encouraging inclusion of all students. Teaching Trish relaxation techniques and strategies and having these written down for her to keep and use. Explaining when to use them will help her keep her anxiety under control.
Visual support learning, written timetable and routines, organizational checklists, line drawings, etc. Seating arrangement, encouraging pair or small group academic activities rather than purely social activities. Imparting codes of conduct as factual information. Encouraging readings about autism to foster understanding and empathy. As for the whole school level intervention, take anti-bullying as an example. It can be reflected in different ways, such as anti-bullying websites like Mind Matters, Bullying No Way, Step 2 Respect Program. Inclusive Program. Telling Plan. Computer-based bullying program. School-parent collaboration. Autism Day, the 2nd of April. Autistic children will then live a happy life ever after.